Okay, the first thing that you need to do when you're going to create a Google drawing is you need to be in My Drive. And then just select the New button. And if Google Drawings doesn't appear on the top, you might have to select More. So there it is. And just like all the other Google products, you always start with a blank sheet. And usually the first thing I do is give it a name. So I'm just going to call it Earth. And that's it. All right, so now what you're going to see is pretty familiar and not that complicated. You see across the top you have all of your tools that are quite common and that you recognize. And then most importantly for drawings, you've got your shapes. You have all kinds of different shapes, call-outs, arrows. You have a text box, so you're able to add text, and you also have an image box to insert images. So since I'm doing the Earth, I'm going to start off right here and just add a circle shape. And so you can start anywhere and drop your shape in. And it always has this sort of default light blue background. Since I don't want that, I'm going to change that color right here with the paint bucket, and I'm going to select transparency. And you'll also see now I've got a pencil tool, and currently I've got this outline of my Earth, and I'm just going to change that color to just select this pretty blue right here, and I can change the width of the line right here, so I'm just going to give it a 3-point. I can also change the style of the line. I'm going to keep mine a continuous line, but you see you have a couple other options. Next is the text box. So I'm just going to go ahead and give it a little text box here. And I'm just going to type in Earth crust. And then what I want to do is change the font style. So I'm just going to go ahead and select that. And you can see every time you add an element to your palette here, you've got some other options. So I'll just choose this, since I'm going to do this for second graders, I'm going to choose Comic Sans. That's a good font for them. And I'll give it a nice font size here. And I'm going to change the color, and I will make it blue. And so now what I want to do is pay attention to the color palette. I'm starting off with this sort of primary blue, so probably when I go back in, if I'm going to use any other colors, I'll use them along this line since they'll all be matching. But certainly you can use other colors, but the point is to keep it simple. All right, so now we have our basics. Let's start adding some texture. All right, and now it's time to start filling in the inside of the Earth. So again, I'm just going to go and grab some shapes. I'll grab my circle again, and I'm going to start with what would be the inner core, and I'm going to move it up. You could tell you can move it up because you've got all those little boxes around. You can even rotate with this little circle. If you grab it, it rotates. I'm going to undo that. All right, so because this is supposed to be the inner core, I'm going to go ahead and fill that in red to represent the hot inside stuff. And I'm going to get rid of any outside lines by selecting transparent. Okay, and then my next layer is going to be a little bit bigger. I'm going to get another circle again. And this is going to be what's called the outer core. So I want it to go around the inner. And you can see it's still red and it's in the front. So first I'm going to go ahead and change it. I'll just make it orange. And because I want that inner core red piece to stand out, or I should say come in front, I'm going to use the Arrange tool, Order, and I'm going to send this one to the back. And now you can see I have the red inner core. I'm going to just kind of straighten this up a little bit. All right, and then my final piece is going to be the mantle. So just create another circle and make this one a little bit bigger, maybe even bigger than that. and kind of center it. And I'll just make this one yellow without any lines. And again, I need to arrange it so it's got to go to the back. All right. And then now what I could do is I could go through and label. I can, if I want to keep consistent text, I can highlight this and I can copy it and then paste it. And let's see if I can move this around. Oops. Grab this piece. And this one I'll put maybe over on this side. And this is going to be the mantle. And I'll shrink it. So again, I'm going to go up here to my tools, and you see how those pop up every time you insert a text box. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And I'll put it over here. And then to demonstrate where that is, I'm going to go and grab a line. And the cool thing about lines is that you have some options, straight lines, you can do arrows. If you want to just do freehand, choose this scribble tool. I'll just choose it for now. And you see how you can do some scribbling. And again, those features come here. You can change the color and the size, the point size, the pixel size, sorry, etc. But I'm just going to undo that for now because we don't want that piece. But I do want to go ahead and I'm going to grab an arrow. And I'm going to connect that arrow from here and point it right at my yellow. And again, I can change the size of the arrow. I can make it a different style if I wanted to change it to this style. I can change the weight of the arrow. And I can also make a copy of it and move it around, etc. All right, I'm not going to draw the rest because I want to move on, and I think you've got the main idea of how to use tools and shapes. You're even able to insert other images. So if you needed to get an image, go to Insert, Image, and you can search Google. You could search Google, you could search your drive, you can even upload from your desktop or hard drive. The other important feature that you want to know about is, of course, the insert a hyperlink. What you would do is, let's say you wanted students to, perhaps, maybe even this circle, you wanted them to be able to learn more about the mantle just by clicking on the entire circle itself versus just the text. Or if you want to do text, there's your hyperlink. But I'm going to choose the circle. Actually, I think I've got the big circle right now. So I'm going to put this one in the back as well. There's my little circle. So you see I've got the yellow highlighted, the mantle, and I could go link. All right. And I'll go find, let's say, Earth's mantle. All right, let's just, for the sake of time, ooh, it looks like I spelled mantle wrong. I better go fix that. Let's say I wanted to use this particular piece, so I can copy that, go back over here. I better fix the spelling here. And then, like I said, we're going to make it so that the circle itself is hot linked. I'll click the link tool, I'll paste my link here, and I'll put apply, and there it is. Okay? Now, the last piece that you need to take care of is to share your image. And again, just like all things Google, you go up to your share box. And in this case, I'm going to click the advanced tool. And I'm going to change it. Instead of private only me, I'm going to change it here to public on the web so that anyone who can find it can access it, but they only have view options. They can't edit or comment. Save that. And there's my link. Okay, so I could copy that and put it into any other web tool, document, etc. All right, and then I'm just going to click done here. And that's as simple as it gets.